such an asshole.
This is actually a well-timed request because both my classes on Teachable at the Clary School of Economic Philosophy, which are titled Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice and Achieving Financial Excellence, both linked down below. Both are open for enrollment. If you got any kind of financial issues and troubles like spending, which we're going to get to here because it's a perfect case study, a perfect example, the epitomal example of Americans being stupid. And you don't want to be poor. Those are the two classes open for enrollment. But onto this individual's specific situation. Hello, Cappy. I'm a newly minted tech bro. Graduated last year and started working as a software engineer and making $114,000 as a junior. This guy started at 114. I was like, well, wait, where does he live? Because if it's San Francisco, where adult Democrats poop in the streets, then that's not as much. But his rent is only $1,500 a month, which is your average America right now. He's in the South somewhere. So I'm assuming he's not in some overpriced leftist crap hole. And so that's really good money. And I'm like, well, how does this guy have financial troubles? Oh, here we go. Here's some of my finances. 9,000 cash. That's very good. That's a very good 3 to 6 month. If you're at $1,500 a month, that's 3 to 6 months of savings. So that's good. 6,500 retirement fund. That's great for just starting out. Recent graduate. That's great. $19,000 student loan debt. So far, nothing wrong. That's quite low. That's manageable. And now we get to the part where it is really sad. People ask me, I have a video. Are smart people what's the word? Immune to brainwashing? And I didn't know the answer. I had to go look it up. And you smart people aren't. You think someone who's a software engineer, you must have done real well to start off at 114,000. But you still get hoodwinked. You still fall for the cars, get the girls, and then I get my peen touched. 29,000 principal on a car loan at 5%. I know. I have to. I don't have to. I don't have to do anything. I'll show you too, not to promote them, but to show you. All right, this was, what is it? Sublime, clairvoyant. Clairvoyant is the word. This predicted things before it happened, and I thought warning young people over a decade ago about worthless degrees would have helped them, and it would have. But I thought that was my coup d'etat. But what shocks me is how many of you boys then read this or this, say, yeah, I'm not going to major in dumb crap, and then you fall for the female equivalent of student loans, which is a car loan. And it's in here. There's a whole chapter about why cars are stupid, boys. A whole chapter. And how I go and buy a car. I am not. I did the math in the. No, it was in Poor Richard's Retirement. I'm not giving anything away in the book, by the way. I'm just trying to help you guys out. And please, boys, help me out here, guys. I like to think we're on the same team. When I try to help women not major in dumb crap or make stupid choices in their lives, I say, okay, time to piss into the hurricane. Time to bang my head against the wall, because I'm not helping anyone. I'm not making a difference. Women don't listen to empirical evidence and data. They are only going to listen and believe to what they want to believe. And thus, the only person I heard trying to give good, sound financial advice to women is myself, because I have the delusional expectation that it's going to stick. Now, I don't now anymore. I make fun of it. Ha, ha, ha. Time for Uncle Cappy to piss into the hurricane again or bang my head against the wall. It is merely for posterity's sake. I mentioned these common sense financial decisions as it pertains to women, to highlight, hey, here's what you should have done, and don't tell me you weren't warned. But can you guys stop making it so that I'm pissing into the hurricane with you when it comes to tornadoes? I don't like my own urine in my face. I'm not into that kind of thing. That's for people who poop in streets in San Francisco. Can you guys, can you spread the word around? Because it's so tragic. You guys go, you study in the right thing, you major in the right thing, and then you just put the exact same bullet but in a different foot. I got car loan. I'm underneath on my car. And for, I don't know, what is this, $23, something like that? You would have avoided this. How do I get out of debt? I didn't know. My dad not around. Mom worthless. Stepdad yell at me. Car loan. And so it's in Poor Richard's retirement. Do you know that if you boys don't borrow money for cars, you pay cash, not an egregious amount of cash, you buy transportation. I even give you permission to get 2 cars in case one breaks down because you're not buying fancy cars. Do you know that if you pay cash for your cars, you go work a second job, and you pay cash for your cars, that you will save up 3/4 of a retirement? Did you know that? I mean, by avoiding 2 major mistakes, not majoring in dumb crap or going to an overpriced college, and not borrowing or leasing or financing cars, you could pretty much guarantee you'll have enough money saved up for retirement. Did you know that? I know you didn't know that because your parents are pretty worthless, about as equal worth as your teacher, because your teachers don't know anything but more government money. And then you watch the television shows or the commercial shows. Hey, this thing with 4 wheels that's overpriced and will be worthless in about 5 years, that'll get your peen touched. You're like, it will? Where do I sign? APR. Computer science graduate, right over here. Right over here. Succeeded brilliantly in this one way. Now he's crippled. Completely wasted your time. So that's your number one mistake. That's your first mistake. So you got there. And then $1,500 a month rent, that's sensible. I'm just swimming in debt and I hate it. Well, I should have asked you about how much credit card debt you got. While I could comfortably pay monthly dues, I have about $3,000 left over each month. Okay. There you go. There you take that money, you pay down the debt. Which see, and that's the funny thing, is we all know what to do. See, you're the equivalent of an American fat chick coming up to me, which never happens. How do I lose weight? You eat less and you work out more. How do I get out of debt? Spend less than you make, take the remainder, pay down your debts. What? But to you, it's a Scooby-Doo freaking mystery, just like the fat American chick. It's a complex algorithm. It's an unlocked secret that we have yet to get NASA's finest. We need cryptographers, we need engineers, we need supercomputers to figure this one out. And that's why I have the classes below, because I know it's not, we all know what to do. If the short answer is go pick up Dave Ramsey's book, was it Baby Steps or whatever it is, and just follow it. That's what you should do. Just as it is, take the food out of your mouth and go run, you fat, disgusting sow. But that's not the problem. The hard part is the psychology behind it, which is why I have the classes linked below. Because I don't know, I got sick and tired of pissing into the hurricane and having my urine splatter back in front of me. So you say you have $3,000 left over each month. All right, well, you throw it to your principal. If I don't blow it on pointless stuff. Gee, Shag, gee, Scoob. Well, I wonder what the problem is. None of my money is going into assets. Well, some is. You're managing to have a retirement fund and a cash. So you're not horrible at this. Stop pissing it away. It's just me. You know what? As punishment for you asking such a stupid question, I should order you to date nothing but fat chicks from here on out. You must date and have sex with fat chicks so that you're reminded daily that it is your choice, your decision, and your fault. And there's no magic trick here. And when you're done with the fupa lifting, I can't get. I'll make you take. I'll order you to take Viagra, so you have to. And when you're done riding the mopeds and you're like, I feel so bad about myself. Maybe the next time there's a shiny bauble on the internet, you don't buy it. My question is, how would you tackle this debt? Now, listen to the options here. All work avoidant. All work avoidant. You're looking for that magical formula. You're the fat chick looking for the pill or that electrical thing that shook your fat away, or electrolysis. Should I just hunker down for 2 years, flip the car for a junker, job hop, start a side hustle? I just want to wash my hands of this crap. Not anywhere in there does it say to stop with the spending, to do with less, which goes against your biological programming. This is what the courses address, both of them, the minimalism course in particular. You're genetically programmed to consume more. That's how you survive. That's why a dog engorges itself in the food to the point it throws up. Right? So all these things are, well, how do I make more money? I mean, the closest you got was flip the car for a junker. That's the closest you got. Right? Getting rid of the overpriced thing to have a smaller price thing. But side hustle, all you're doing is working more. Start a side hustle. What? Do you have a business on the side? And here's my question. You got the side hustle. Is the side hustle to pay down the debts or just to buy more crap? Because you can do all this, and what I'm going to recommend, if you don't stop spending less than you make, it's going to be moot. You'll just spend up to how much money you make. Probably because you have nothing else going on in life. And I even asked you, let me scroll up, I'll get ahead. I said, well, where does the $3,000 surplus go each month? I've been saving the $3,000 the past couple months. Okay, for 2 months, so $6,000. But it mostly used to go to DoorDash and just general being careless when hanging out with people. No excuse. So you buy food. Don't you have anything else to do? How about you go to the gym for 2 hours a night? How about you go for the walks? How about you download free podcasts? How about you go hiking? How about you do anything but spend food or spend money on things, not just food? Because here's the little dirty secret. Okay, again, I'm going to paint. A lot of women have this hole in their stomach and their heart. All right. And a lot of men have it too, but women in particular, because they've been sold a world of materialism. Right. And they think that buying the handbag will get it. I know someone who just bought a brand new car, literally said, it's one of the happiest days of my life. I'm like, for a car? A car was this. Hey guys, we figured it out. Going way back to the Greeks, what, like 1950s Greeks? No, like way back when they weren't just a bunch of fat, lazy, welfare collecting Mediterraneans. Like when they ruled the world, Alexander the Great. Do you remember they were trying to figure out happiness? There was no way they could figure it out. You know why? They didn't have cars back then. And so Western women and some men think it's going to be, in your case, the cars and the handbags. Dude, you ain't got no life. So now you're just spending money on video games and this, that. Now, I appreciate buying the food because I don't like cooking food. I just like, here, I'm done. And I was also pretty much starved when I was in college. Not in a funny ha-ha way, like a no-joke malnutrition way. So I really appreciate food. That's my one luxury that I'll consistently purchase pretty much any time. Well, with prices going up now, I'm like, I'm not paying $16 for a burger. I'll go grill. I would literally go buy steak and grill it myself. But you need to figure out something to do in life. You need to get some hobbies. You need to do something. I'm gonna guess you're also fat and overweight if your hobby is DoorDash. What a sad, pathetic Zoomer millennial thing. Oh, get DoorDash. Netflix and chill, guys. Netflix and chill. Go outside. Play. Okay, so there's your problem. Okay? You got no life. And you think filling it with food, which is what every American does, instead of filling your life up with activities and things and stuff to do and living life, it's no different than a drug, no different. You just shoot the heroin into your arms. That's just now you put Twinkies and Ho-Hos and DoorDash and sloth into your mouth. And what pisses me off is you come up to me asking me, well, how do I do it? So which ultimately indicates to me you don't want to give this up. Like, you don't want to put the work in, which I've never understood about you engineer STEM, that you're willing to put in the work to get a hard degree, to study hard, work hard, but you're not willing to put that same work ethic into your life. So I'm going to recommend, because the answer, spend less than you make. Take that 3,000, throw it into the debts. Highest interest rate first. But the other thing, so you don't have as much of a compunction to fill this hole in your life with food and stuff, is you go get some hobbies and activities. If you're wondering what hobbies and activities, I got an entire book called The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. And you could just say The Menu if people were still getting married and having children now, because then everything would be on the menu. So you might as well get the menu and just say, all right, this menu includes everything but the opposite sex. Pick that up. Pick a couple items in there. Go do it. Things that don't cost money, by the way. And that might lessen your desire to go and fill that hole with pissing away your money. But then when it comes to specific actions, like how does everyone get out of debt? You got a spending problem. Okay, first, you don't have an income problem. Let's be very clear with that. You have a spending problem. Making more money will not solve this problem. You'll just spend up to your limit. That's all. All right. But to get out of debt, same thing like with losing weight, less calories in, more calories out, more money in, less money out. So flip the car for a junker? Yeah. Get rid of your car loan. Go find two people. Get this book. For half the price you're going to spend on DoorDash, get this book and read the chapter about cars. Get yourself two crappy but reliable vehicles. Put liability only on them. And there you go. Hunker down for 2. Yeah, you should hunker down for 2 years. Keep working your job. Job hop? No. You make $114,000 a year. Well, you got 150. I mean, yeah, if you could get 150,000 and the employer is still good and it's a legitimate company and it ain't fly by night, sure, fine, go get more money. But dude, if you can't make it on 114,000, you're not going to make it on 228,000. So no, you're not job hopping. Sit the F down, make some money, and pay for your sins. Start a side hustle? No. Unless you had something, and what was your side hustle? Could it be programming more? If you program on the side, sure. Get a little contract work, of course. But I'm going to start the next Google, bro. No, you're not. All right. But let's not call it a side hustle because that's a little bit euphemistic. Here's how, and here's Cappy's, silver bullet. Given to me my Marcus Brown, legit silver bullet. Here's my silver bullet. This is how everyone gets out of debt, for everyone, whether you're a software engineer or not. You work a second job. But I don't want to work. Isn't there a way I can pop a pill and my debt goes away? No, Tina the Suburbanite Princess, there is not. Work a second job. Now, whether that's contracting, you want to call it a side hustle, whatever, you are not starting a business because businesses don't generate real profits for the first couple of years. So I would go work another job. And it doesn't have to be programming. I mean, if you make a lot of money programming on the side, go ahead and do it. But work as a bartender. Work instead of ordering DoorDash, why don't you deliver DoorDash? Although I guess at your programming level, it's pretty obvious you just go work more as a programmer. You make the extra money and then you take all of it and you pay down your debts. I mean, I don't even know. I just could eyeball it here. What is it? 114,000. Let's say you get to keep 65% of that. Okay, so that's 75,000. What's 1,500 a month times 12? Okay, from 75. Let's divide that by 3. Nope, I did that wrong. 57 divided by 12. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you should have about 3,000 a month left over. Easy. All right. Now, stop pissing it away. See, you made another 1,000 on top of that, 5,000. So you could whack away at 5,000 a month. What do you got? Let's say you got rid of your car loan. So 19,000 student loan. Man, you could pay your student loans off in like 4 or 5 months. You could be out of this in less than half a year if you really wanted to. Get rid of your car. Okay. There might be a residual balance on that because I don't know if they taught you this cars depreciate, bro. I hope you got your peen touched with your $40,000 car. What is it? A Buick Sabre? A LeSabre? What is a $40,000 vehicle? Like the most average, boring sedan ever? Did they sell you on the leather seats? Did that get your peen touched? Yeah, she noticed the I don't know, the rear view camera luxury vehicles. Yeah, you could be out of this in half a year if you wanted to. Man, I don't even know if it'd be worth getting a side job at doing this. I would still recommend you get a side hustle. You know why? Because then your mind won't be sit there going, what do I do today? I know, piss away all my money. There was one thing, and some people will attest to this. I remember working security a long time ago, and it'd be Christmas time, and we would just work insane hours to get the double time. Well, we got the overtime. That was time and a half, and then if it landed on a actual holiday, we get 2.25. Oh, and you didn't have time to spend your money because you're working, you go to bed. And yeah, it sucked, and yeah, it was exhausting, yeah, it was tiring, but there was like you felt good because you were making progress. You were, and then you get your paycheck like, holy cow, quarter of tuition bought and paid for with no sleeping for a week and a half. So that's maybe another thing I'd recommend you do is like just work another hustle, see if you can do 60 to 80-hour work weeks for 6 months, see what happens. And that's it. And there you go. And that's how you get out of debt. Was there anything else? I moved across the country to my current job, and being away from family have brought out a super materialistic side of myself. It's true what you say. The people and the experiences are what we should look for in life because they're dynamic and interesting. Material goods are just a drain. What the? Yeah, well, you're addicted to spending. Too bad. I'm glad I'm learning from this, but the only good thing I could say about it, it's the only good thing I say. What? There, what? The old classic, I'm addicted to drugs, alcohol. Stop doing it. How? That's the trick. That's the hard part. And a simple way to approach it is how? Doesn't matter. At the end, you just got to give it up. So you might as well do that part and not worry about the underlying mechanics of how or why or where do I fit. Just stop doing it. But if you need help, the 2 classes are linked below. Achieving Financial Excellence, that'll help. That's an introductory course. The nature of wealth is, I guess, maybe what in the nature of finance. But Achieving Minimalism, yeah, you're the perfect candidate for it. In the Achieving Minimalism course, that is going to be closed for enrollment on November the 2nd. So you get a limited time. I'm only keeping it open that long because I'm going on Fresh and Fit later on this month. And it is $500. Why is it $500? Oh my God, you're the moron spending $3,000 on to-go orders. It's high, so you people pay the F attention. So you can think it hurts. There's pain. You got skin in the game, so you do it. Because if I just charge you $15, you know, like, look, here. This was like $11.95. Did it stop one person? Maybe, but it didn't prevent anybody really in significant numbers from doing dumb crap. It's also a long one. It's also like, I think, 8 hours. It's a no-joke course. And yeah, I want money there. But it's like, is it worth $500 to you to get your financial activity? That's 1/6 what you piss away in a month. And that goes for all you people with your stupid $700 a month mortgage or car payments and $4,000 a month either rent or house payments for the McMansion in the suburbs. That also doesn't get your peen touched. Can I get the girls? So if you need the real swift kick in the ass with the added force of you kind of betting against yourself, if you drop $500 on that course, I think you might take things a little more serious. Lord knows you pay more. You pay thousands of dollars for some dumb course from some washed up hack of a professor to tell you how bad white people are and capitalism is. I'm like, yeah, I'm really bad. Pay $300 a credit. You've paid more for college books probably than that crap. Not that my course is crap, the crap you spent your money on. So yeah, one course, $500. So you get your financial spending under control. I say it's worth it. Sign up for it now because then the other ones that's only $100, but that doesn't do the deep dive, deprogramming and de-brainwashing you've gotten over the years to just piss away your money. All right, 156 people in the chat. If you guys would kindly subscribe to the channel so we can get to 100,000. Give me a second. We're going to go to the super chats, but I'm going to clear out all the spam. All right, let's go to the super chats. Scrolling up. Oh, a fair amount of people here this morning. Scrolling. Keep those doggies scrolling. Brandon Dobschitz. 10 generous dollars that make 85 to 150 K a month. Wow. Wow. That's good. You're multimillionaire. You make millions a year. That's great. At 35, running my commercial farming business in Seattle. One man owner with 100 guys full time. Oh, wow. You're braver than I am, man. Like managing people. That's the one thing that keeps, many things, but that's the one thing that keeps me from running a real business. 100 guys full time, 8-figure business from scratch, debt free and start and still debt free. There you go. See, you're at the problem. Like you got all the money in the world, but like, what do you spend it on? Like, what would really stimulate you? What you got the like? I don't know, just a day off. Fishing. Brandon Dub shuts again. $10. I starved to death, invested in myself all through my 20s and 30s. There you go. That's it. Now I live my best life after I am rich. I didn't date seriously until last year. Boy, there's an argument to say you didn't miss anything. There really is an argument. Of course, yeah, you maybe have missed it, but man, you want to talk, they rate physical systems or engines based on their efficiency, like how much of the calories of energy in the engine do they transfer into actual energy being used for the intended purpose. And like what, it's been a long time, but like if you get above 60%, that's a pretty efficient engine. that engine of you pursuing tail in your teens and 20s is like 5% efficient. It is a horrifically inefficient system. And I don't think you missed out on much. Problem is you're in Seattle. How's that tail? How's the armpit hair? How's the pink hair and all the tattoos? There's some town south of Tacoma across the highway and goes uphill. I'm like, oh, this is where all the washed up, over tatted Gen Xers go to work weight jobs and die. This is where they still think it's cool, like they're 1997 and they're still with the hip kids. Oh, yeah, you had that tattoo a while. It's starting to bleed and blur. All right, yeah. Yeah, Winona Ryder, I remember her. Sure, yeah. Alan Beeblebox, $5. It's always better crying in a Porsche than a Hyundai. No, it's not. It's not. It's just a car. I'll tell you another thing about cars. Like, the best thing about having a sports car is when you can look in it. Now, unless you're driving it and you enjoy driving, but generally for most people, it's when you look at it. And of course, the irony or the paradox there is you're not in it. Because when you sit in a car, the cockpit all kind of looks the same. Most of your vision is taken up by the windshield and you're paying attention to traffic. You're not like, oh my God, look at this amazing dashboard I have. You can't see yourself in it. That's the thing. So you got to the best part is when you're driving past a window and you're like, oh, hey, I look pretty cool. And it's done. Go back to paying attention to the road. Doesn't matter if you're crying. If you're crying, you're still miserable. The Blue Wrench. Philosophy of Information right there. If you guys want to get an interesting intellectual book by Dr. David Perot, and his book right there on the floor, Out of Reach, The Velocity of Information, and just tune into his podcast, safetyphd.com. He's not in Seattle, Brandon. He's down in the south somewhere. His rent's only $1,500 a month. So he's that's good money. That's good money. Come on, scrolling. Do we catch up with all of them? Wow. Oh, gal. Look who. Oh, now Anthem knows we're podcasting. Darn it, he's here. All right, there we go. Links below. Some other books for those of you that have financial troubles. Maybe you can't afford the minimalism course, but you can afford to drop $100 on booze and your $700 a month car payment. I understand. And your alimony and child support. I understand. Times are tough. Bachelor Pad Economics, Worthless, Poor Richard's Retirement. Those three. Otherwise, please consider taking the courses if you're serious about getting out of debt. Please take those courses. Look, it's what? Thursday? By Sunday, you could have hope. Genuine hope, not Barack Obama hope. Well, just go take white man's money and give it to you. Oh, geez, look, it didn't work again. You're still poor. I don't care. I got my money. Michelle, let's go retire and do $2 million a person in speeches. I don't know what's going on. By the end of the weekend, you could actually have a game plan and now I know what I got to do. And this is how I purge basically the addiction to spending. There you go. Take it. See you guys later, Toodles.